Let's talk a little bit about undrafted free agents that could make the roster. I know there are two that kind of jump out. Who are some of them that you're paying attention to that you think have a legit shot and could or will crack the 53-man roster?
It's tough to put them in a will category. I think there's three. Like I'd originally had two. I've kind of gotten to the point on a third. So I think Aiden Huntington, who's an undersized interior defensive lineman, a bit of an interesting career. Went to Kent State, then went to Louisiana Monroe, and then went to Tulane for a year. I can't imagine in that 18 to 22-year-old window moving three times like across the country like that. But that's the world of college football, especially small college football now. And he's a great athlete, though. Like you look at his testing, yeah, he's probably like 270 to 280 and a shorter defensive tackle, but he's a freak athlete. He can move. He can really bend the corner. He's stronger than you would think he is. Like in the first preseason game, he was winning downfield, making tackles on kick return as a defensive tackle, wearing number 66. Like if I'm blocking on kickoff, man, and kick return, I don't want to try to block a guy wearing number 66 with a full head of steam running at me. Like so there's value for him. He's a sneaky good pass rusher. He is undersized, so there is a limitation to what he can do as far as the volume goes. But when you pair the athleticism with his willingness to play like his hair's on fire, he's interesting to me. I don't know that he makes the roster, and I had a hard time keeping him because the Browns' edge room and the Browns' interior defensive line room is really talented. So I had a hard time doing that, but he's got a real chance, and I'm very interested to see what they do with him. Gage Larvadain is another guy. The Browns have had, Luke Flourier and Caden Davis. They've had some guys who have come in and been some pretty strong, training camp and mini camp and otherwise consistent produce. But Larvadain's been the best of the group, and there's actually some really interesting data about him that puts him into an elite category of testing and some of his on-field metrics when he was at South Carolina. Now, to be clear, he started at I don't think it was an NAI, but he started at a D2 or FCS, was trying to kind of simultaneously play basketball. He was kind of a two-sport guy, wanted to play some basketball, and had a really good start to his football career, productive, and was the freshman of the year in the conference. And then went to Miami, Ohio, had a nice year, and then kind of got lost in the shuffle. Didn't produce as well as he wanted to at South Carolina last year. But having said all that, he kind of came out of nowhere. So it's not like he was a big time high school recruit, big time athlete, and all of that. He tested fairly well, and I think he's gotten better over time. But I also feel like he's just such a developmental guy that I'm really interested in what he can become. And he's been really consistent in inside outside alignments. He's catching the football, pretty good route nuance and throttle, getting in and out of cuts. So I think he's an NFL player. It comes down to do they think he's a punt returner? Can he handle punt returns? Can he handle kick returns? Can he be a part of the special teams that matter? Because in my view, and I again wrote about this yesterday. If anyone wants to read it, it's on our website. It's him or DeAndre Carter that you keep because Isaiah Bond coming in and being in a world where it feels like he's guaranteed to be here for 3 years, at minimum two. It's tough to, it just tightens the space there. So it's like Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Carter, and Gage Larvadain for two spots, and we'll see what they do ultimately. But that's what it boils down to. But I'm interested in Gage, and I think he's done a great job earning the opportunity to make the team, which is not easy, as we all know. And then lastly, Donovan McMillan. He was a Florida kid originally, very talented player coming out of high school, goes to Pitt after the Florida experience doesn't work out. I think he's shown to be a rangy center fielder, good athlete, physical, kind of like Ronnie Hickman in a world. I mean, I think Hickman's a bit more instinctual, but I think McMillan's a better athlete. And I think the Browns, who are like, hey, we kind of have Rayshon Jenkins, who's a bit more of a box player. We have DeMonte Casey, who's a bit more of a center fielder type. There's opportunity to pull a D'Anthony Bell and make this roster as a safety if they like you enough. And I was really encouraged by his week two performance. So he could use a nice game on Saturday to put himself in the position to make the roster. But he's the other one that I'm really paying attention to.